Okay. So we have the point 2, 7, right? So here's the point 2, 7. Now we want the point 9, 4. Everybody see where that's going to be? It's going to be to the right or left of 2, 7.
To the right.
To the right, because x is 9, right? It's going to be above or below? Below, because x is 4 instead of 7. Okay, so that's going to put it here. So we come across here from 4, and up here from 9, and here's the point 4, 9. Okay? Now the fundamental triangle, I can define it as the triangle whose hypotenuse, it's a right triangle, and its hypotenuse is runs from one of these points to the other. So here is the hypotenuse of the fundamental triangle. Everybody know what a hypotenuse is? In a triangle, it's the angle opposite the right angle. Okay? And then the legs are parallel to the x and the y axes. Okay? Now there are two ways I could draw it. Doesn't matter which way. Draw it whichever way is more convenient. I could draw it up here. Parallel to the x-axis, parallel to the y-axis, and of course that makes the angle a right angle, doesn't it? Since the x and y axes are perpendicular, right? Okay. I could have drawn it down here because I already had those dotted lines, right? That might have been more convenient, but it's pretty convenient either way. As long as you can go horizontally and vertically and get from one point to the next, you can draw the fundamental triangle. Okay? So there it is. Now, you have to label the fundamental triangle. And that means that you decide in which direction you're going to go from one point to the other. Which direction do you want to go? You want to go from 2, 7 to 4, 9 or from 4, 9 to 2, 7? Makes no difference. Well, usually we go left to right, so let's do that, but it would be okay if you went the other way, as long as you know where you start and where you end. So what we do is we draw a little arrow indicating in which direction we're going to move from one point to the next.
I think that's supposed to be not 4.
Yeah. Just test and see if anybody's watching. Thank you. Watch me. Because it's not unusual for me to do something like that. Hopefully I won't do it too often. But if you see me do something that looks totally crazy, not crazy, but just, something you would expect somebody that's a little bit absent-minded to do, don't be afraid to point it out, because you're probably right. Okay, so we're going from here to here, right? Okay. Now, we want to go from here to here along the legs, so we also want to go this way, right? So how far do we go this way? What displacement is represented by this side going in this direction? Okay, because we're going from 2 to 9, right? I mean, you can see it down here. We're going from 2 here to 9 here, and that would be the same distance that we have to go here because of parallels and perpendiculars and stuff, right? Okay? So this is 9, and it's important whether it's positive or negative. Okay? And right now we're moving in the positive x direction, so this is plus 9. Okay? Now what's this going to be?
It's supposed to be plus 7.
I'm sorry?
Is it 7? The other one, wouldn't it have been plus 7, not plus 9?
See, I did it again. Yeah, from 2 to 9, the distance is 7. I actually know that. But sometimes I go with whatever number caught my eye latest. Okay, 9's the last number I looked at. Okay, watch me. Okay, so what's this one going to be? Okay, well, which is it? Is it 3 or is it -3? It's -3 because it's going in the negative y direction, right? Okay? Understand what we mean by a fundamental triangle? Okay? That's it, except there's one other thing that we're going to label. I'm sorry? Yeah. Which would be the length of the hypotenuse. What's the length of the hypotenuse?
3 squared plus 7 squared.
Square root of. Yeah. It's the square root of 7 squared. And just to be complete, we're going to square -3, but that's the same as if we squared 3, right? Okay? Does that make sense? If I give you 2 points, can you draw the fundamental triangle? Label it? Know how to label it? Well, you know, going to be asked to do that on the homework, okay? Now we do this with symbols. If this was A, B, and C, D, then what would the expressions be for the lengths of the sides? Well, we'll talk about that too soon, okay? Although I might give you an optional problem. Ask if you want to do that, just so you can show off. Okay? Okay. Now here we have f of x equals x squared. Everybody want to tell me what f of 9 would be? I'm sorry? I think I heard it. Yeah. Okay. Now, not everybody, in my experience, that comes into pre-calculus course understands function notation very well. Okay? Many do. Okay? So we want to make sure that we do this in nice systematic form.